Kevin Downswell's song Stronger aptly describes today's show. By the time the program closes, we want you to feel empowered to deal with all that will come in the new week. Coming up, we discuss the many opportunities available to entrepreneurs. Then later, stronger communities are built through partnerships. There is a government agency ready and able to work with your neighborhood. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Hello, and this is Jamaica Magazine. Stay tuned.
Employers, tired of waiting in long lines at the tax office? Wait no further. Government is making it easier for you to pay taxes. As of January 1, 2015, file your employer's annual returns online. No lines, no hassle. Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ will be implementing the mandatory electronic filing of all employers' annual returns. So get with the program and save time and energy. For more information, call 1-888-TAX-HELP. That's 1-888-829-4357 or visit jamaicatax.gov.jm.
A part of the government's growth strategy is to strengthen the business sector. More funding is being made available to entrepreneurs, but equally important is building the capacities of these businesses to ensure their sustainability. Next, we put the Jamaica Business Development Corporation in the spotlight. Right across Jamaica, they are taking their services to the people, offering free advice on business development. Find out more right now.
Small and medium-sized enterprises, they play such a critical role in the Jamaican economy. Many of you have business ideas, ideas that can make money for you and that can help the country. Well, we have brought along someone who can help you with your ideas and to move the ideas to the generation stage. We have with us the Deputy CEO of the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, Mr. Harold Davis, and I hope to put some questions to him that will be of help to you. Good to have you,
Thank you.
Harold.
Thank you so much, Ian, for having us.
There have been a number of initiatives that JBDC has been involved in,
Yes.
and one of them is the mobile business clinic.
Yes, yes.
You're
yes.
taking your services now to the people.
Yes.
Tell
yes.
us about that.
We're taking our services and the services of the agencies of the Ministry of Industry and relevant agencies within government that have to do with the provision of services to small business persons. We're taking all those services plus services from the private sector that are also relevant to business developments and so on to the people, wherever they are.
Whole package?
In the full package to the nooks and crannies, as they say, of Jamaica. The principle being is that most of these services oftentimes are available in Kingston and perhaps in the main capital areas, Montego Bay and, and so on. And Kingston is not Jamaica. True. And arguably Kingston is not even the nicer part of Jamaica. But Kingston is certainly not Jamaica, So we thought that in order to really afford our business folk right across the island to have the best information to facilitate their best chance of having competitive businesses, sustainable businesses, businesses that are ready for growth, is to carry the services to them, wherever they are. So it's an initiative launched in September last year. Our first mobile business clinic was in Montego Bay in November, and that was very exciting. We had over 330 businesses that would have come to see the business clinic and access services from the business clinic over the 3 days that we were in Montego Bay. And these are serious business persons. I mean, persons with ideas as well, but and many of the persons who came were actually persons already in business. Yeah, and the response was overwhelming. The response was really encouraging for us as well. But to be honest, the response wasn't really surprising because we know that there's a hunger,
interest, yes,
for the information. Without critical information, we really can't expect our MSMEs to bear the burden of growing our economy, really, without this critical information and the delivery of appropriate services. So yes, and we just finished the second one in Westmoreland, in Savannah Lamar. And again, that was different types of entrepreneurs, same types of issues, and that also was very well
And you
supported.
usually run over more than 1 day?
3 days. 3 days. 3 days. And
3
over
days.
those 3 days, you have important workshops happening.
Workshops.
So
it's not just a matter of people coming and getting brochures
no,
and
no,
so on?
no, man. It's interactive. We have workshops and critical issues, you know what I mean? Like like for instance, as you know, the government has enacted a number of new legislations to assist small business. But many persons don't understand what it's about. The Insolvency Act, the Security Interest in Personal Properties bill. Many persons don't understand what's about and don't understand the relevance to them. So we will have sessions on that by our Ministry of Industry. Sessions on appropriate financing. You know, finances is one of those things that it's always on the front page.
True.
but there is financing and there's appropriate financing. You know, so we have sessions on that. But apart from the workshops, we have one-on-one consultation happening as well. So all of the agencies are there. So you can have one-on-one consultation with those agencies. Plus our business advisors and experts from the agencies as well will afford themselves to have one-on-one consultations as well, you know, guidance and so on.
So people can actually come there with some of their ideas.
Yes, man.
And ask you, you know, why is there a market for this?
Absolutely,
you know, what you think about this concept.
Because like I said, all of the relevant agencies that have to do are there. The Bureau of Standards.
So everybody in one place.
One place. Tax Administration of Jamaica. Companies Office of Jamaica. Jamaica Intellectual Property Office, you know, JBDC and so on. All of them are right there.
Right there.
You know what I mean?
So rather than having to go to a multiplicity of agencies.
Absolutely.
At the mobile business clinic, everything is there.
Absolutely. And that's the idea. And the thing about it is that we don't just go into a town or a parish blind. We did an all-island needs assessment where we interviewed 1,500 business persons, registered business persons in all sectors right across the island. And from that survey, we got direction. So we're not going with a kind of soup.
So you know where the greatest needs are.
Exactly what we're going with. And we tailor the support and the information based on that survey. I mean, we're doing Hanover next in end of February, 24th to the 26th.
24th to the 26th
of February.
In Hanover. Where, Lucy?
In Lucy.
In Lucy.
And one of the critical things is that 91% of the persons interviewed in Hanover, business persons interviewed in Hanover, did not have a business plan, for instance. So we tailor.
So they will need, they will need that session.
Yeah, man,
we're talking about the mobile business clinic, one of the initiatives of the government to ensure that information about business is spread throughout the island. Harold Davis is the Deputy CEO of the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. He has more for us when we come back from the break.
Businessmen and women, members of the MSMEs, no longer do you have to visit several government agencies to register a company or business name. Visit the COJ. They are willing and prepared to assist you in filling out the new business registration form, more commonly known as the super form.
The overwhelming response from the majority of our customers is, why did this take so long to happen? There are persons who actually waited until January 2nd to come here to do their business because they wanted to avoid going to multiple government departments.
Click on ocrjamaica.com for more details.
Welcome back. The Deputy CEO of the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, Harold Davis, is here with us. We're talking about business ideas. Many of you have business ideas and you want to know how to make them successful. Well, we have some ideas for you. So the next business forum, mobile business clinic in Hanover, February
24th to the 26th in Lucy. So again, we're bringing the same product, customized for the folk in Hanover and Lucy, of information and consultation, advice, and so on, to the folk in Hanover with the whole suite of business service product supply, providers that will be there as well.
Yeah. Good. Another initiative is the Small Business Development Center.
Yes.
That was announced recently. Tell us what that is about.
Well, the Small Business Development Center initiative, what it is, SBDC. Now, the US's vehicle to provide technical assistance to small business in the United States of America is through what they call the Small Business Development Center. Yeah. Well, that model has been around for 35 years in US, and the success is just amazing, you know. There are over 1,000 such centers spattered right across the US, and several thousand advisors and so on. And it has a model that works. Similar in many ways to the services that JBDC offers. As a matter of fact, JBDC perhaps offers a wider range of services. But the pillars of success for the SBDC model is an integrated data management system where we are able to track a client from idea right throughout their market execution, right through to when we're talking about market access, new market access, and so on. It has a very integrated database that allows us to do that, which we will be having access to. That database will also allow us to network with the many entities that are in that database. That's thousands of entities. And we're talking about the facilitation of possible trade links and that type of thing between Jamaica and businesses in the US. And they've expanded to Latin America, they've expanded the model to Latin America as well. Another critical pillar of the success of that model is the link with the private sector and academia. Many of these SBDCs are actually based in universities and colleges to facilitate salient research for industry, real research now, not, real research, real active, practical research for industry, and that works very well. So how the model is that private sector, academia, and the public sector invest financially and with other resources in the running of the center. So the adaptation of that model in Jamaica, and the other critical thing about the model is that it's adaptable. It's adaptable. It is adaptable. So it's not that something we're pulling from the US and jumping it here. No, The model is very adaptable, and it has been adapted. JBDC will be the pilot for this model in Jamaica, which means that we'll have access to that rich database and that online data management system that I mentioned earlier, which is critical as well. We have a number of partners locally that are in bed with the JBDC and the Ministry of Industry to make it happen, like the universities, many of the University of West Indies, UTEC, NCU, and so on, for that research element, and they are thinking of establishing SBDCs themselves. The Heart NTA is also a partner in that process as well, and they're thinking of establishing an SBDC as well. But like I said, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation is the pilot, to make sure that it happens, and to sensitize other persons and other entities.
So when someone comes to JBDC, he's having access to an amazing resource. Is having access to cutting-edge information, cutting-edge research.
Absolutely. That's the plan. That's the plan. I mean, and lots. Yes, that's the idea. You know what I mean? So we really have to. I think it's very important, and I think if we're really serious about moving our small business sector to where it should be, we have several. We are natural entrepreneurs, as you know. Every other person has a propensity to start a business. And somebody said that this propensity to start a business is akin to insanity. But we have to have a little insanity in the
insanity
mix.
comes, yeah, some success.
But guess what? If we can channel that insanity in the right way,
That's
you know, to afford real success and real sustainability and competitiveness, we have to be providing the assistance at another level, and that's what we're doing. You know, that's what we're doing.
So it's capacity building.
Yes, yes,
Key.
yes, yes.
Al Davis is the Deputy CEO of the Jamaica Business Development Corporation. Many of you know him, of course, in music, but he's a multi-talented man. He's an entrepreneur in several areas. Next week we'll be back. Until then, Ian Bourne wishing you a pleasant day.
The Mapping Jamaica's Diaspora project, building a database on the human, financial and technological resources of Jamaicans abroad, helping government to connect with Jamaicans in the diaspora for mutual development. Jamaicans living overseas are encouraged to sign up now. Spread the word to family and friends abroad. To take the survey, visit mapjadiaspora.iom.int. Information shared will be kept strictly confidential. Let's work together for our mutual growth and prosperity.
Would you like to see the conditions improve within your communities? Are you eager for a skills training center to be built in your area? Well, all that is possible, but it takes more than just faith. Take a look.
Have you seen them? They may be somewhere in your community undertaking a project that is geared towards fostering holistic development. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, was formed in 1996 as part of the government's poverty alleviation strategy. Since then, the fund has been instrumental in the implementation of a number of projects throughout several underserved communities. Initially started as a temporary fund, JSIF has been serving the nation in the areas of health, education, the environment, agriculture, water, infrastructural development and skills training, among others. To date, JSIF has completed over 1,000 projects that have assisted at least 1 million Jamaicans.
What we try to do, all those activities, is an attempt at making community members stronger, as people would say, empowering them, that they will be able to manage their lives.
That's no easy feat. And to make the best use of available resources, JSIF has partnered with both local and international bodies. These partnerships help to further strengthen the fund's efforts to reach the communities that are most in need of its services. A major project implemented by JSIF in 2009 is the Japan Social Development Fund, JSDF, which is administered by the World Bank and has helped approximately 62 volatile communities, including the 12 targeted under the Inner City Basic Services Project, ICBSP. Taking the unconventional approach to reducing the incidences of crime and violence, JSDF liaised with community-based outreach groups and non-government organizations and has invested in skills training and family support sessions.
A number of these youths were considered to be high school dropouts, persons belonging to gangs, persons with a previous criminal record, persons who have not been exposed to any form of skills training, so they are basically unemployable. The training centered on two different components. There was the skills training and there's the life skills training.
Among the community-based groups working along with the JSDF are Operation Friendship and the Heart Trust NTA.
The collaboration between JSIF and Operation Friendship has been one of great excitement. As you know, JSIF works in selected communities in the inner city, and young people are recruited from these communities. Young people who are sitting at the corner, young people who are desirous of learning a skill, and they are taken to us here at Operation Friendship, where we train them.
Meet Marco Brown, who has received training in electrical installation from Operation Friendship.
Over the past year and months, I've learned a lot. They teach me motor control circuit, bell circuit, simple circuits, series and parallel circuits, how to wire them and so forth. Teach me how to wire a photocell, a fluorescent lamp. So the process of engaging in the process have been tremendous. I've learned a lot.
Firstest is also another participant who has benefited from the work of JSDF through the Heart Trust NTA.
My mother told me about JSF program, that it is it's nothing that's going to cost me. I just need to make myself available for the program. So I signed the form and come over here. Coming here, they teach me to lay blocks, bricklaying, flashing of wall, rendering, stuff like that. And I'm weighing my mind now. Instead of my career in business, I'm becoming building contractor, really. I really did well here, and all because of JSF. Didn't cost me anything just to come here. And we also get stipend, lunch every day, stuff like that. So I really appreciated the effort.
I want to say a big thank you to JSF for believing in these youngsters. They are making a tremendous impact, because empowering and providing a skill for the persons in these vulnerable communities is going a far way in empowering our citizens to contribute to their economic livelihood for themselves, for their family, and for Jamaica to be a better place.
These stories of transformation and renewal keep the Jamaica Social Investment Fund focused on delivering resources to targeted communities and groups with a view to improve their quality of life. For more information on JSF, call their toll-free line 1-888-991-2356-7. Send an email to feedback@jsf.org or visit their website www.jsf.org. Remember to like their Facebook page. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, investing for community development.
When using an automated banking machine ABM, ensure the machine is in a location you are comfortable with, and when you enter, be sure to close the door. Examine the machine before you insert your debit card, and never enter your card if the machine has a suspicious device attached to it. More important, don't allow strangers to assist you in conducting a transaction. And remember, treat your debit card like cash. Keep it in a safe place.
T is for target hardening. And that's a simple school of thought that says, if you have valuables, if you have anything at all that you think anybody else would want, just make it a hard target. If you discover that you're being shot off, roll yourself into a ball and just roll away. Because a moving target, a ball is harder to hit than a huge object. Might I suggest that you do not leave your handbags on the seat of your car? Might I suggest that you do not leave your keys in your flower pot? I see you look a little nervous like you did. But just simple things to make yourself a harder target. That's the T. A is for awareness. Very simply put, the person who's aware of the danger, you are already 3/4 of the way being saved. You are to be aware of the threats in the community in which you live. You're to be aware of the threats against properties and valuables that you might have. If you are in public spaces, you might not want to use your expensive cell phones, because that might just, if you're using your phone, you can't be aware of your immediate surroundings. And that's for the A. And the G is for just being a good citizen. Good citizens find that they are less of victims. And we say to you, do not get into places of tension and arguments that will escalate into causing persons to want to hurt you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And without being harsh on some business places, there are some places that you might want to avoid. Places of tension, places where people seem to want to get excited and might not be able to exercise restraint and control on their conduct and end up doing things that they regret afterwards.
Parents, make sure the children get immunized. Hear this! Immunization, it is a must. This is not a joke thing, this you can trust. It is required by law for entry to nursery, to daycare and to schools. Listen up, it is necessary to prevent diseases such as the measles, the poliomyelitis, the lockjaw and the whooping cough. Immunize your kids, keep them healthy, keep them strong. Prevent deadly diseases such as mumps, rubella and diphtheria. Immunize your child today. Immunization, a key to good health.
A message from the Ministry of Health and PAHO.
Measles. Some of us may be too young to know what it looks like, or to even have been inflicted with the disease. Jamaica has been successful in eliminating local transmission of measles since 1991 because of the success of the country's expanded program on immunization, which was established in 1977. However, there is now a measles outbreak in the United States and Mexico, and that is cause for concern. A similar outbreak in Jamaica is not a given, but the best way to ensure it never happens is to be vigilant. Create a strong defense to prevent your family from contracting this disease by ensuring you and every member of your household is fully immunized. Compulsory vaccines are still being offered free of cost to children. Parents, check your child's health card to verify if they've received the necessary shots for their age. If you need help, don't hesitate to contact your nearest health center. Their lives and your lives may depend on it.
Bamboo growers, companies involved in the manufacturing of bamboo products. Get registered with the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ is a member of the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan, and the government of Jamaica wants to develop a standard-led bamboo industry that could lead to job creation and economic growth. Companies, your products could be stamped with the regionally recognized Jamaica-made mark certification and the national certification mark. Get registered and receive quality training and international certification. For more information, call the Bureau's Special Projects Department at 926-3140 or visit the BSJ at 6 Winchester Road, Kingston 10.
Our final charge to you today: failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. Author O. Mandino, encouraging us to always keep pushing for our goals. The information continues to flow on our website, jis.gov.jm. You may also follow us on Twitter at JIS News. Our YouTube channel, Watch JIS, has loads of videos and interviews. We'll be back on your favorite TV station tomorrow. Until then, I'm Adrian Atkinson. On behalf of the hardworking team here at the JIS, have yourselves a wonderful Sunday.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.